The universe is very, very big, and as much as we would like to explore it, that's a bit hard to do. So instead, let's start small. This is Mars. The following video is what we know about Mars, what we have learned about Mars, and what we want to discover. Mars lives 76 million miles away from us. Mars is smaller than Earth, about 52% of the Earth's size. Mars also travels at a slower rate, because it is farther from the Sun. A Martian year is about 685 days. Mars also has seasons like Earth, because both planets have an axis tilt, but Mars seasons are almost twice as long. Mars is colder than Earth, both because of its distance from the Sun and the very thin atmosphere that does not hold in heat. Mars' gravity is only 0.375 as strong as Earth, meaning that all objects weigh 62.5% less. NASA's first line of probes, called the Mariners, started flyby missions in 1964 and stopped in 1971. These probes took the first up-close photos of Mars, analyzed the surface, atmosphere, and took photos of Mars' 2 moons. The Viking mission was the first craft to land safely on Mars and return images in 1975. The craft also performed 3 biological experiments on the soil and found chemical activity. The next successful landing from NASA was the Pathfinder Rover in 1996. This rover shared images to the world and studied chemical composition of dirt and rocks and studied the Martian winds. During the same year, the Mars Global Orbiter flew above the planet and collected data on the whole surface. Between 1998 and 1999, 3 different craft were lost on arrival to the Red Planet. The Odyssey Orbiter flew to Mars in 2001 and created mineral maps of the surface and suspected regions of frozen water. The next 2 rovers came in 2004 with the names of Spirit and Opportunity. Together, they studied Mars to find out if Mars was habitable or could have supported microbial life in the past. These robots gave us good evidence to suggest that Mars used to be waterlogged like the Earth is today. They gave humanity high-resolution pictures of the surface of the alien planet. Opportunity ran for 14 years, and its mission was finally concluded on February 13, 2019. The Mars rover Curiosity landed in 2012 and is still moving and communicating today. It has 17 different cameras, various collection tools, and analysis instruments. The largest rover at the time, it stood 7 feet tall, is 10 feet long, and 9 feet wide. Its mission is to continue where Opportunity left off, to look for evidence of past habitable conditions on Mars. On July 22, 2020, NASA plans to launch a new rover to explore Mars. The Perseverance is the best and brightest rover yet. This rover is the same size and has the same body base like Opportunity, but it has a lot more packed into it. 23 cameras, advanced instruments, and collection chambers to store in a cache for when humans come to the planet. The Perseverance also plans to perform an experiment to see if oxygen production is capable on the planet from the atmosphere's CO2. If this is a viable way to make oxygen, this would be used for propellant and breathing. NASA plans to use the Moon as a jumping point in the long journey to Mars. The Artemis program aims to have humans sustainably living in orbit of the Moon by 2024. The Gateway will be an orbiting station above the Moon to act as the base for scientific research and lunar exploration. This test run of long-term space trips will help us know what is required for travel and life on Mars. The Gateway base will contain reusable lunar landers to get to and from the Moon's surface. The base will also have technology for sample analysis and processing, crew quarters, refilling depots, and service areas. This new experience and research will give us better insight on how to survive in deep space for long term. There are currently no plans for a human mission to Mars, but NASA remains hopeful that we can accomplish this by the early 2030s. Why do we want to go to Mars? Simple. Knowledge is power. The more we know about the universe, the better we can understand it. By analyzing Mars, we can answer a lot of questions and find new ones. The main goals of Mars exploration are: life. Determine if Mars was once capable of sustaining life, or even if it is still presently capable. Climate. Categorize and research Mars's past and present climate, its environments and processes. Geology. Determine the composition of the planet and its surface features. Analyze the geological record of layers to determine the planet's formation and evolution over time. Humans. Collect enough information to safely have human missions in Mars orbit, on its moons, or the planet's surface, and eventually sustained human visits. Learning about Mars and its history can teach us more about our own history and our future.